Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Here in our community, we have so much history, but it all goes back to the 10th Mountain Division that kind of founded this area, got us going, and the skiers and everyone there. And joining us now is a member of the current 10th Mountain Division, Major Rachael Jeffcoat. Major, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm gonna just call you Rachael, but Rachael.
That's fine.
10th Mountain Division, we're celebrating this weekend. We celebrate every day out here at the 10th Mountain Division, but this weekend we have Vail Legacy Days where members of the 10th Mountain Division are gonna be out there. But what's going on this weekend?
Absolutely. So yesterday to start, we are out here celebrating Vail Legacy Days, but also we're calling it Mountain Legacy at 10th Mountain Division. We started with the Hail to Vail Traverse yesterday, where our soldiers originally were going to do a 26-mile trek starting at Camp Hale, Colorado, and ending in Vail proper. Starting at Camp Hale as a nod to our heritage, where we were actually activated and trained there, and then they were going to do 26 miles, but due to avalanche mitigation, we shortened that to 9 miles. So they started at Vail Pass and ending in Vail proper yesterday.
Wow.
But then that just kicked off our events, and really it's a commemoration of our 80th anniversary of the Battle of Riva Ridge. And then tomorrow we're going to be celebrating at Ski Cooper for the 50th anniversary of the Ski Cooper Days that the 10th Mountain Descendants organization puts on for us. And then we'll be doing the Vail Parade, the Torchlight Parade, and then also we're going to be having the Ski Trooper Cup, where you're going to be seeing 10th Mountain Division soldiers climbing Pepe's face at Vail and doing some alpine tasks as well. So we're out here. I highly encourage people that if they see someone wearing the 10th Mountain Division patch and in this uniform, to please talk to them.
Yeah, you can't miss them. I've seen a couple out on the mountain these last couple days, and we can't thank you guys enough. It is so cool to see everyone out here and enjoying it and doing it how they do it. But Riva Ridge 80 years ago, right? Like, they're scaling these mountains at night to, you know, really, it was a turning point in the war, right? But what people don't realize is we reactivated the 10th Mountain Division, right?
Absolutely.
So we still have a 10th Mountain Division. It's not like this old thing that's done. Like, we still have a 10th Mountain Division, right?
Absolutely. So we are an active duty U.S. Army division that is currently stationed at Fort Drum, New York. So we were reactivated at Fort Drum, New York on February 13th of 1985.
So we just hit that anniversary.
We just hit that 40th anniversary of being reactivated at Fort Drum, and we were reactivated as a light infantry division. Currently, 10th Mountain Division has 3 brigade combat teams, a sustainment brigade, and a combat aviation brigade. So we are a huge unit, about 20,000 soldiers that serve, and we are known as the U.S. Army's most deployed division in the United States.
And we're talking Middle East. We're everywhere across the world right now, right?
Yes, we are global right now. So we have soldiers with our 3rd brigade combat team currently serving in Europe right now, and then we have our 1st Brigade Combat Team, who is currently serving in Iraq and Syria. Our 10th Combat Aviation Brigade actually just got back from Kuwait, but they were also doing operations in Iraq and Syria. And then our headquarters right now is in Arizona, supporting the southern border surge.
Amazing, amazing. How is a way people can help and support you guys? Like, is it just saying hello? Is there financial donations? Like, how is a good way for someone to say thank you? Absolutely.
Honestly, if you see us out here this weekend, just ask a soldier how they're doing. Ask them about the current operations of 10th Mountain Division. We truly, truly appreciate the American support that we get.
Yeah. And as you're walking through town, the history is everywhere. We've got the 10th Mountain statue right at the covered bridge as you're entering Vail there. Some of these names right on the trail. Riva Ridge is a trail name. So some of that history is just kind of hitting you in the face everywhere you go, which is really cool. What are you looking forward to while being out here?
I think the history aspect is the thing I look forward to the most, is just learning a little bit about the history each time I'm out here. It's great linking our heritage from the Colorado Rockies, and now we're at Fort Drum, New York, where we have the Adirondacks, and we do train out in the Adirondacks as well, and some of our local ski areas in New York too. But coming out to Colorado is almost like coming home, because it has such a link to our heritage. We like to say in 10th Mountain Division, if we can train in the mountains, we can train in any austere, complex environment as well.
Yeah, yeah. What's it? Have you been to Vail before? Is this your first time?
So
or
this
have you
is
been-
my second time in Vail. I was out here last year for Legacy Days, and it was amazing. Just seeing all of the history. I don't think some people realize how much 10th Mountain Division truly gave to the ski community and the outdoor community as well.
Yeah. How, like, this is part of our culture here. How do you describe to these new soldiers in New York, like, what this is out here, what this was?
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that point up. So we actually host what we call D series or division series, and it's really a nod to the training that was conducted at Camp Hale, Colorado. And those soldiers that competed in D series back home at Fort Drum, New York, are actually coming here today to participate in Vail Legacy Days. So it's kind of cool. So they get to know about the history. We spend a day and they learn all about the history of the Colorado Rockies and Camp Hale and our impact on the ski industry and the outdoor community. And then they do this alpine operators course essentially, where they are training in these harsh environments in upstate New York, because we get tons of snow up there from lake effect snow. And so then whoever wins that D series actually gets to come out to Vail and experience Vail Legacy Days and learn about the history, our history here in Colorado.
So cool. So we just hit 40 years. Like, are we going another 40? Like, what's kind of next for our 10th Mountain Division?
Absolutely. So we are still going to be an active duty unit that serves globally, worldwide, and ready to rapidly deploy whenever the nation calls upon us.
Yeah, amazing. So with this weekend with Vail Legacy Days, who's coming out? Like, you mentioned some of these winners of the competitions, but who else are we going to see out here?
Absolutely. So we have soldiers from our mountain training group that are out here currently. Those are the majority that did the Hail to Vail Traverse. We also have our soldiers from the 2nd Brigade Combat Team who are out here. We have our D Series soldiers out here. And then we also have our commanding general who will be out here, General Nauman. He'll be attending, and our Command Sergeant Major Johnson, will also be attending. And they are very excited to get in and see the history that we have here and to also ski.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have everyone. I was telling you a little bit, like, I get to live this free life because of you guys. I get to snowboard every day and grow my hair out and live a free life because of you guys. So we are very appreciative of you. But I want to ask you, Rachel, when you were first learning about the history, like, what stood out to you about the history? What's some of the things that you were like, oh wow, might not have known that?
So actually, when I first came to Colorado, it was and really kind of delved into the history. It was when History Colorado had an exhibit about the 10th Mountain Division.
Okay.
And even before that, I had a brigade commander, because I used to serve as 1st Brigade's public affairs officer. And my brigade commander at the time said, if you're going to learn about 10th Mountain Division, you have to read this book. And it was Climb to Conquer, which you can also find at the museum here. And so that was kind of my first introduction. I had no idea that 80% of the ski areas in the United States were actually started by 10th Mountain Division, and how much of an impact we had on the outdoor community for that. And then also, I didn't even know about, at the time, that Pete Cyber, who was a veteran of 10th Mountain Division, was the founder of Vail. So that was really cool. And then History Colorado put on a great exhibit. I've been to the Colorado Snow Sports Museum.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Amazing.
Just learning about all of the history and what it had to offer to the ski community, I think really got me in. And I will say, being in 10th Mountain Division really kind of got me into the ski culture and really got me into skiing as well.
Amazing. Yeah, I often, like, I would have loved to have been a fly on a tree when Pete and Earl were way back there without any lifts, just visualizing what it's going to be.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Rachel, thanks so much for joining us. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else I should have asked you, or anything else people should know?
No, I just really want to say again, I highly encourage people, if they are out in Vail for Legacy Days, if you see this patch, you'll see it as the colored patch, to really kind of speak to those soldiers and ask them how they're doing.
Awesome. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for coming, and thanks for all you do, and everyone in the 10th Mountain Division, and past, present, and future.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for all you do, and get on out to Vail Legacy Days. It's part of our culture. It's part of our community here. Embrace it. Embrace the 10th Mountain Division and celebrate them this weekend. And we will be back with the rest of Good Morning Vail.